Welcome back to the channel. We're getting a lot of new viewers these days, so for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rick, and I help you save more, earn more, and experience more from strategic credit card use. Today, we're gonna have a little fun, diving into what might be the craziest credit card setup you've ever seen. But here's the kicker. It just might work. The idea came from a few comments on some videos that I'd put out in the past month, where viewers were sharing with me their own credit card setups, and some of them were truly wild. Reading those, it became clear that some of you just throw simplicity out the window and get every single cent back that you can from your spending without paying barely anything in annual fees. I decided to take this to the next level and create the ultimate wallet setup where you're getting the most back without paying hardly anything in annual fees. Okay, let's talk exactly about how this is going to work and why this video might actually be a really helpful video for your own situation. While I'm not going to go into every spending category known to man, I wanted to see what credit cards work together in a wallet that could create the most value back in your pocket for the money that you already have to spend. Base this on the typical American spending habits. This is a single person like you or me watching this video, and while your individual habits may be different, likely they're probably gonna be pretty similar for the categories that we talk about today. The concept is simple, and the goal is to keep annual fees to an absolute minimum, which by the end of the video, I'm sure you'll see that we did a great job in doing. We'll start with our biggest expense categories and work our way down from there. Beginning with category number one, which is the grocery spend, which for the average person costs $504 a month in their budget. For this card, we're pulling out our only annual fee card on the list, and I'll show you even how you can work that annual fee down to zero. That card is going to be the Amex Blue Cash Preferred, a 6% grocery card. I've talked about this card in a few videos, but the more I examine it, start to believe that it really deserves a spot in a lot of people's wallets and doesn't get the respect it deserves. The card earns 6% back on grocery spend up to $6,000 of spend in a year, which almost fits perfectly for the typical American spend of $504 a month in the grocery category. It comes with a $0 introductory annual fee in year one, then accelerates to a $95 annual fee every year therefore after. It also comes with a standard $300 sign-up bonus. When you take into account the $504 spent by an average American on groceries in that category, and you add in the $300 sign-up bonus, the card's gonna return $660.48 in year one cash back. In years 2+, you're getting $265 back and 48 cents every year thereafter. The one reason I decided to include this as the only annual fee card on the list is it does come with a Disney bundle credit that for a lot of people is pretty applicable and can be used to almost entirely wipe away that $95 annual fee for years 2 and beyond. And listen, before we move on, I know some of you are going to mention in the comments the AAA Daily Advantage credit card. I need you to know, I was seriously debating using that card in the grocery slot in the wallet. $0 annual fee, 5% back on groceries. That's a pretty incredible card. However, the Blue Cash Preferred does slightly beat this card out in my mind because of the 6% and the sign-up bonus being pretty significantly better than the AAA Daily Advantage. However, if your individual situation has a higher spending cap where you'd go over that $500 a month that the Blue Cash Preferred caps out at, then you may consider the AAA Daily Advantage because the grocery spending cap on that is much more expanded. Finally, I will say I did leave helpful referral links for a lot of these cards down below in the description. If you decide to sign up for any one of the cards, using those links is going to directly benefit and support the free content I put out in the channel. The second highest spend category for most Americans is dining, and this comes in averaging $328 a month. With that total being relatively high, we're going to go to a reliable fan favorite for the second highest spend category, pulling in the Citi Custom Cash into this wallet setup. The Custom Cash is perfect. It has a $200 sign-up bonus, $0 annual fee, and gives you 5% back on your top spending category. That is capped at $500 of spend per billing cycle. However, a typical dining spend does fall under that limit, so you're gonna be able to take full advantage of the strength of that 5% cash back. If you take account in year one with the sign-up bonus on the Custom Cash, the typical American is going to get $396.80 back on their dining spend. If you take out that sign-up bonus, that drops back to $196.80 in years 2 and beyond. Let's go on to entertainment. Believe it or not, this is the third highest spend category for the typical American. And at $303 a month, we're bringing in the best entertainment spend card, which is the Capital One Saver Rewards. This comes with a standard $200 sign-up bonus and a pretty awesome 3% cash back on anything that codes as entertainment. You may ask, what codes as entertainment these days? Well, it's a great question because that is somewhat broad, but Capital One generally categorizes entertainment as theaters, sports, amusement parks, some tourist attractions, aquariums, zoos, dance halls, bowling alleys, and pool halls would all fit in this type of category. With that in mind, if you take account the $200 sign-up bonus and the 3% back, the typical American is going to get $309.08 back in year 1, and that will go down in years 2 and beyond to $109.08 in cash back for entertainment spend. By the way, this card can also cover your streaming services at 3% back, which can be pretty clutch as well. Let's go to travel. I know this can vary wildly for a lot of you depending on your lifestyle, but the Bureau of Labor Statistics says that the typical American spends $211 on travel-related expenses every single month. And to address this spending category in our dream wallet setup, we're going to go in with the Chase Freedom Flex, getting 5% back on travel when booking through Chase's travel portal. This is mostly known as the rotating category card. The Freedom Flex gets a $0 annual fee and a nice 20,000 Chase points sign-up bonus, which is valued at $200. However, it can also be a sneaky travel card for someone dedicated to getting a good return on spend while not having to pay for an annual fee. If you take a look at the numbers, including the sign-up bonus in year 1, you're going to expect $326.60 back from your travel spend. That drops to $126.60 back in years 2 and beyond, but certainly well worthwhile for the trips that you're already going to take. Let's take a look at gas, which comes in just below travel, with the average American spending $204 a month filling up that tank. By the way, for my Tesla drivers out there, I don't want to make you feel left out, so I chose a card that gets 4% back on gas and EV charging expenses. That's going to be the US Bank Altitude Connect card. Why this card? Well, in this wallet setup, 4% back on gas and EV purchases fits in nicely considering some of the cards that we've already used in other categories. And this card has a $0 annual fee, a nice sign-up bonus, and is a pretty valuable card filling in some other gaps related to what someone would want out of their credit card wallet. What I mean by that is this card offers points, which can be redeemed for travel, and the sign-up bonus conservatively is going to be worth $200, but it also offers lounge access and gives you 4 free visits to Priority Pass lounges every single year. So if we take that sign-up bonus, value it at $200, and include the 4% back on gas or EV charging expenses, the typical person is going to get $297.92 in value, including that sign-up bonus for their year 1. That drops down to $97.92 back in value every single year after that. Finally, let's look at rent. And yes, this doesn't apply to everybody, but if you're going to rent, you should probably be earning points back on your single biggest line item in your budget. For the average American, that's pegged at $2,000 a month. For this one, there's only the BILT MasterCard, the one card that can deliver you points back without charging transaction fees for rent purchases. Of course, with the BILT MasterCard, there is no sign-up bonus, and you do have to spend 5 other times on the card to be qualified for earning your points on rent. But we're not going to be picky when it's the only card giving us excess value for a very expensive purchase that may have to be made monthly. At a $2,000 rent value, this card is going to earn you $240 a year in redeemable value just from using for rent. Finally, let's talk cash-all or miscellaneous spending. Miscellaneous spending is pretty hard to lock down because it can vary wildly for different people. However, the BLS puts miscellaneous spend at $2,167 a month for the average American. This means you better have a card earning you at least 2% cash back. And that's why I like either the Wells Fargo Active Cash or the Citi Double Cash, depending on which bank you're more loyal to. With a $200 stand-up sign-up bonus for year 1, you could expect to earn $720.20 in cash value. Without that sign-up bonus in years 2 and beyond, still an impressive $520.20 in cash value, making it one of the most valuable cashback categories of all the credit cards in this wallet. All right, let's take a deep breath and bring this all together. I just threw a ton of credit cards and a ton of numbers at you, but you'll probably notice a few things. Most of these cards are earning well over 3.5% to 4% back on some of your top spending categories. You're not going to be able to add all credit cards in the setup at one time to your wallet, but hopefully you see one or two areas that you can improve and see the real cashback value you could get for making an upgrade specifically targeting a spot that your wallet may be a little weak in today. So what does this crazy wallet setup actually mean in cash value? Well, you already heard the numbers for year 1 with the sign-up bonuses and the numbers for year 2 beyond as I went through each card. But let's look at 5 years. That would include that initial bump from the bonus, but also when you've just settled into using this crazy wallet setup, how much back in value it can return. Spending in the categories we talked about, at the average American spending level, you would expect to earn using this exact wallet strategy, $9,175.40. That's a mind-boggling $1,835.08 back every single year on average. With all of that, you're only carrying a $95 annual fee thanks to that Blue Cash Preferred card. That's an equivalent of earning 2.67% cashback value for any purchase you'd make. You can almost think of this wallet setup as a lifetime, permanent 2.67% coupon on whatever you want to buy. I hope you understand this strategy, which is designed to get you over $1,800 a year in cashback value from your regular spend, is not supposed to be for everyone. In fact, I already said don't try to pursue this strategy in just 1 year. What you see now are great numbers. However, what you don't see are all the applications, the financial management, the different apps that you have to go through, and making sure you're taking these cards on responsibly. That's a whole other side of this, which is why I would never suggest for anybody to 100% take this on within a short period of time. However, over the long run, if you're committed to this strategy with a little bit of organization, almost anybody can expect to earn above 3% in some of their highest spending categories, and no matter what, get a great return on the money you already have to spend just by optimizing your wallet setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this setup, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.